Hi friends! Today we're talking about meat, ground beef specifically, and what it really costs to buy a burger at the drive-thru. We'll talk about things you need to look for when purchasing ground beef and the options you have to feed your family one of the most nutritious foods on the planet, red meat, in the form of ground beef. Let's get to it. Hey friends, welcome to the Get Goatwise podcast. Are you longing to raise goats and other animals for food but don't know where to start? Do you want to be more self-sufficient and less dependent on the grocery store? Do you wish you had a mentor to walk you through raising livestock? Hi, I'm Millie, animal scientist, cattle girl turned goat rancher, co-owner of Dry Creek Livestock, and simple living enthusiast. For 15 years, I've been on a mission to raise all of our own meat, eggs, and dairy. Here, we'll talk about raising goats and other homestead livestock, how to create sustainable animal management systems that actually work, and a bit of off-grid life with kids and livestock. If you're ready to take control of your food supply, raise livestock with confidence, and provide your family with the most nourishing meat, eggs, and dairy available, you're in the right place. Kick off your muck boots, pour a cup of coffee, and let's talk livestock. Hey there. I've been listening to what you're asking for, and we're adding a new product to our beef selection, ground beef boxes. Nothing beats ground beef for quick, nutritious meals, especially for busy families. It was so fun doing the research for this episode, and I want to jump straight into the content. So let's go. What's happening on the ranch? We had a few really warm days in the 60s Fahrenheit this week, and now there's a faint green carpet of grass showing across the valley. The river is rising. I haven't gone down and looked, but I can hear it, especially at night. Then it snowed yesterday. It'll melt fast and be good moisture for the grass. I mixed up 500 pounds of goat mineral last week, so now I'm all stocked up for my own goats and the other folks who love this mineral. Kind of fun project. I'm researching a natural coccidiostat to add to my mineral. I've been looking at it for a year, and I think I may give it a try. We've not had coccidiosis issues in a couple years, but I know a lot of people do, so I think it would be a good addition to test out in the mineral mix. Live goat sales got stormed out the first weekend, and we've had a lot more interest this weekend so far. We're in the trust building phase. We make our plans and hope for the best. There are 3 more Saturdays before Easter, and we may add on another weekend or 2 of live sales, hoping for good weather, but we'll wait and see. We picked up the goat meat from the processor, and we're going to be cooking some up and trying it out before we ship it. I'm so excited to get this meat onto your tables. I wanted some feedback from the butcher about how the goats looked, and he said they cut really well, and even he was surprised that once they were hanging, he couldn't tell a difference in the carcasses. I expected the Boer goats to outmuscle the Spanish goats by a long shot, so that was great to hear. Once I get all the processing data put in the spreadsheet, I'll do an episode and share all the details. Stacy's back to fencing, and the kids are cleaning the barn to transition from winter to summer, which means making room for 4-H animals, milking goats, and moving the chickens back to their chicken trailer, and generally cleaning up the mess, some of which is from last fall. Yep, sometimes we drop things and walk away, just like everyone else, and the barn is a clutter collector in the winter. I did something yesterday that I haven't done in a while. I ate fast food. The Golden Arches, to be specific, and it got me thinking. That quarter pounder was $7. The cheese, bun, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and onions don't make up much of the cost of the whole burger, probably less than 25%, and there's very little prep involved in those ingredients. The burger makes up at least 75% of the cost of getting that burger in a bag to hand to you. So that's $5.25 for a quarter-pound patty, which comes to $21 a pound for a ground beef patty. Clearly, you're paying for convenience in there because it's already cooked for you, but think about that for a second. You're paying $21 a pound for fast food ground beef. And what's the quality of that ground beef? I know they say it's 100% beef, but there have been some complaints about additives and fillers. Have you heard of lean, finely textured beef? It's also called finely textured beef or boneless lean beef trimmings, and you may have heard it called pink slime. It's a product that's made of beef trimmings that are pureed and treated with ammonia or citric acid to kill bacteria and then incorporated back into ground beef. About a decade ago, there was a big uproar about it, and many big retailers said they would offer products without it, but they didn't say they'd stop selling ground beef that contained the additive. What's happened in the last decade? The FDA reclassified pink slime as 100% beef, so it no longer has to be listed as a separate product on a label. Clever, right? Now consumers have no way of knowing if their ground beef has ammonia-treated pureed beef trimmings in it. In the case of pink slime, I think they've taken what should have been made into pet food and put it back in your food. And if you have kids, you'll probably relate to this one. Have you ever been cleaning out the car and found a partially eaten Happy Meal burger that has to be at least a month old? Does it look almost exactly like it did when it was carefully tucked away under the car seat? Yes, it probably does. Guys, real food goes bad. It should have some sign of decay. Anything really. Otherwise, it might be so full of preservatives that it can't go bad. Now, with the signature or premium fast food options, they've basically confirmed that the regular old quarter pounder may not be the highest quality beef they claimed it was, or they're not being honest about the quality of their signature beef. And when those burgers taste exactly the same, no matter where you buy them across the entire country, it raises some questions about how that's possible when meat should naturally have some taste variation depending on how and where it was raised. I'm not here to demonize burgers. In fact, if you're pressed for time and fast food is the only option, get a drive-through burger, ditch the bun, and you've got a decent meal. I just wouldn't make that a daily habit. I checked the price of typical ground beef on some local big box store shopping apps, and it ranges from $5 to $10 a pound. It's probably similar quality to a fast food burger. Most of that meat is sourced from the same places, and the large corporations have the leverage to put the price where they want it or take their business elsewhere. And that 100% beef claim on the label might include some lean, finely textured beef. I'll still say it though, eat meat. And if your access is limited to big box ground beef, that's still better than any of the processed foods on the store shelves. The warehouse stores have some options for natural or organic ground beef, and that ranges from $11 a pound to $33 a pound. I'd love to know more about the ranches behind that meat and how it's being processed to meet the level of demand of a warehouse store. I wish I could call them and find out. I love that these options are becoming more available. Remember the good, better, best of homesteading way back on episode 4? That applies here, and you get to define it for yourself. But to help you out, I'll give you my idea of good, better, best when it comes to meat. Good. Eat meat. It's nutritionally dense and good for you. It contains essential nutrients that are required for growth and development of kids and optimal function of your body. If big box grocer meat is what fits in your budget right now, do it. Better. Buy the natural or organic beef whenever you can. In theory, it should not have the additives that you'll find in the conventional ground beef. And best, raise your own and do it well, or find your rancher and build a relationship. Make a phone call, invest in premium meat that is transparent about its source and raised by folks who give the animals their best life possible. Do your research and find out what's important to you, and then buy meat or raise animals according to those standards. Back to our quarter pounder. You can replace that industrial burger for premium meat, including ribeye steak, with zero chemical additives for less than you're paying at the drive-thru. Sure, you'll need to cook it, but we give you all the resources you need to cook healthy, nutritious meals from the meat we deliver to your door. We're including get it on the table fast recipes, cook while you're away slow cooker meals, simple and delicious grilling and skillet recipes, and some fun weekend ideas for that special dinner you've been longing to make at home. I'm even going to include my crazy prime rib cooking method that is perfect for all types of beef roasts. I learned it through a friend of a famous restaurant owner. You'll be able to cook any beef roast to perfect doneness every single time. Whether you prefer medium rare, well done, or anything in between, this recipe delivers like magic. You can actually get the best option at a lower price than the better option, delivered to your door from a rancher you trust. And our ground beef boxes are on the website today. I've been listening to what you're asking for, and this is a great way to try us out and find out how amazing our beef is. It's 20 pounds of premium ground beef to stuff your freezer, shipped to your door, ready to grab for quick, nutritious meals for your family. Check out the ground beef bundle at www.drycreekheritagemeats.com/groundbeef. I want to make sure you are fully confident in your purchase. So if you have questions, my phone number is on every product page on the website, and you can call me to get answers. We have a 100% guarantee. That's our rancher's promise. You'll love it or we'll make it right. Remember, we're a small family ranch and quantities are limited. I hope this episode helps you evaluate your options for feeding your family the best food possible. If you have questions, come on over to the community and start a conversation. That's at bit.ly/getgoatwisecommunity. See you next week. Hey there, thanks for listening today. I'm so glad you're here. If this episode helped you or encouraged you in some way, share the link with your homesteading friends. And if you really want to help me out, click on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and a review. You can connect with me on Instagram or email linked in the show notes, and meet me back here soon for more Get Goat Wise.